It's a pleasure for us to have you here on day 2 of the 3rd edition of the Africa Football Business Summit.
In Europe, in the USA, people are living out of sports. The guys are being paid so much money to play sports, but that's what we lack here. So we want to call on investors, we want to call on corporates. Let's tap into the sports business and let's make it more interesting.
You, in your professional activity, should have add value, and that's why, maybe knowledge and international experience most people have.
Your presence underscored the significance of this summit as a space where ideas meet action and where football can truly become a catalyst of positive change in Africa.
We have a number of challenges with governance generally within Africa, but we've got 54 nations on this wonderful continent.
Corporate want to invest their money, they want to invest in a system which is working and it complies with the rules, the governance issues of the country, and then they become comfortable.
That's a big problem in Nigeria and probably most other African states, where political consideration is put in place instead of merit, where instead of putting people whom are capable, we use sporting positions as a way of paying back people for political favors.
And we're happy that now CAF is coming to the Players Union and asking, how can we collaborate and train the coaches to come up with protective measures for these players to come back to play in a safe environment.
Greater sign of respect and prospects of getting partnerships from an association point of view is being visionary, accountable, transparent, and have a judicious way and responsible way of spending your resources.
Football in Africa, and let's say in Kenya, has been packaged as a social tool. And when you go to the corporate sector and social impact investors, they want to look at a product, a brand.
Theme that has continued in the past 2 days around collaboration, and whether that's in the investment and corporate sector, or whether that's in the social development sector, and whether that's from an infrastructure development perspective, I think it's very important.
Let's go to these corporate entities. Let's go and pitch to them. And then we spent days, spent nights preparing proposals, documents. And then they look into your eyes and they see the passion and they see the desire to be accountable.
Sponsorship, when we go to corporates, works only in 2 ways. Very big corporates, they want to look at the numbers and see the return of investment. But that's likely touch only the 10% of the big corporates.
The value chain in the sporting industry, if you go back and some of the conversations we've had in terms of everything from talent development and education and nutrition and all of the things that build up to us having eventually a successful end product.
If you bring it to the continent, and this is an organization, it might not be a football organization, but I think they're doing an exceptional job in growing the sports industry and widening the business opportunities available.
You don't see resilience. You don't see confidence. We don't see it. It's because we can't see it. We only talk about things that we can see, but we don't put emphasis on the things that we can't see. And the things that we can't see, that's what makes a massive difference.
And to give frank to it in the second division, we're talking about 25 to 50 million on average, more or less, for new clubs coming in. So to bring it in, that's a lot of money that's pulled into the American system.
Coming to the third question, I'm finding the summit extremely insightful. It really gives a 360 perspective about football.
Really enjoying it, meeting a lot of interesting people from a football background, which is really nice.
It's an excellent platform, sharing ideas, learning new things. and seeing how best we can implement this when we go back home. But just contributing to the development of football.
Yes, currently being an election period at the FKF, the Football Federation, Football Kenya Federation, there are a lot of disputes arising from how the elections will be handled, and also the disputes are expected, and for that to just try and ensure that there is a proper system.
We're also going to sit down after these, strategize, see how do we do it now, next year, in the next 2 years, 3 years, to make sure that it continues and it continues to have an impact